Hey guys, John V from PhoneArena here. Right now you're watching our video comparison between the Samsung Galaxy S5 and the Nokia Lumia 1520. As it currently stands right now, the Lumia 1520 continues to be one of the darlings in the Windows Phone space, but it's got some heavy competition from the Android side in the form of the Samsung Galaxy S5. That's kind of weird because if you go on AT&T's website right now, the Lumia 1520 is selling for $200 with a 2-year contract, which is the same exact price as the Galaxy S5. It's kind of strange considering that the Lumia 1520 first launched with AT&T with an aggressive $100 price point. You know, Samsung has splashed a dose of sophistication to the design of the Galaxy S5. It doesn't quite match the edgier style that we continue to see out of the Lumia 1520. Holding the two in the hand is quite obvious. There's a huge size disparity between the two. The Galaxy S5 is lighter, thinner, and also more compact, so it's more comfortable to hold in the hand. Whereas with the 1520, it's just heavier, it's wider, and you have these pointed corners. Looking at displays, they're very crisp and detailed just because you get 1080p resolution with both. The only difference here is just the display technologies and the sizes. You get a larger panel with the Lumia 1520. But we find the Galaxy S5 display to be a little bit more attractive just because of those iridescent colors it produces and the cool air view functionality you get out of it. With the housing of the Galaxy S5, you have some additional ports you don't otherwise have with the Lumia 1520. For example, you have a faster micro USB 3.0 port, an IR blaster that turns it into a universal remote, and it's worth mentioning too that the Galaxy S5 is waterproof, so you can actually submerge it underwater, which is something you can't say with the 1520. It's that age-old question of which is the superior platform between the two. Now, in this comparison with the Lumia 1520, we're going to be using Windows Phone 8 with the GDR3 update just because Windows Phone 8.1 is not yet officially out with it. Now, between the two, we prefer Windows Phone 8's more dynamic look. It just has a higher level of presentation value, but where the Galaxy S5 lacks in that department, it really makes it up in its feature set. It just has a more enhanced experience. Particularly, you find it in things like the multi-windows feature where you have true multitasking and the other stuff like the air view functionality and even the air gestures. Just a really diverse set right there. Now for basic things such as the organization apps, checking out the calendar, or even surfing the web with the respective browsers, you're not going to notice a whole lot of difference between two. Their performance are nice and fast, but with the Galaxy S5 it benefits from having a newer chipset, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 processor versus the 801 in the Lumia 1520. Don't get us wrong, they're both able to handle 3D gaming and most stuff with no issues at all, but we just have a little bit more snappiness with the Galaxy S5. Now, Lumia 1520 benefits over other Windows Phone with its Nokia branded applications, but doesn't quite encompass the balanced set of features you get out of the Android experience with the Galaxy S5. So with the Galaxy S5 and Android, you just have a deeper, enhanced experience out of it, but if you want to experiment, you can't go wrong with Windows Phone 8 either. There's no doubt that these two are multimedia powerhouses. We prefer the dynamic styling of the Lumia 1520's music player, but the Galaxy S5 has a slightly stronger output with its internal speaker. When we're watching videos, it's actually personal preference. Some people will like the larger display of the Lumia 1520, while others will be attracted to the iridescent glow of the Samsung Galaxy S5's AMOLED display. It's also worth noting that you have that cool multitasking element in play with the Galaxy S5 as well. Now, as we take a look at their camera applications, the UI, you have more fun shooting modes available with the Galaxy S5, but the Lumia 1520 has that camera-like layout where we have control of different manual settings. When it comes to shooting photos though, these two are superb in that regard. You have that 16 megapixel camera with the Galaxy S5 in comparison to the slightly larger 20 megapixel pure view camera of the Lumia 1520. Now we know the Lumia 1520 has been a fantastic device in taking photos, but the Galaxy S5 proves its worth too. And when we look at the results from outdoors where there's a lot of sun, we're surprised. We actually like the Galaxy S5's photos a little bit more. There's a lot of strong details with both, but you just get a sharper overall value with the Galaxy S5. Under lower lightings, we're kind of gearing towards the Lumia 1520 just because its photos are less noisy than the Galaxy S5. But when it comes to shooting 1080p videos, unfortunately, you get underwhelming results with the Lumia 1520, and you just get, again, a balanced set with the Samsung Galaxy S5, so we prefer it more. It's worth mentioning that the Galaxy S5 also has an enhanced multimedia experience just because it benefits from having an IR blaster that turns into universal remote, and you also have video out functionality as well with it. We actually don't find one handset to be better than the other when it comes to call quality, just because the results are nothing more than average with these two. When it comes to battery life though, the Galaxy S5 continues to amaze us just because for its smaller capacity, it actually edges out its rival. And again, that could be attributed to the smaller size display, the battery optimizations found with the software, and of course the newer chipset that's in tow with it. It's kind of weird because if you go on AT&T's website right now, the Lumia 1520 is selling for $200 with a 2-year contract, which is the same exact price as the Galaxy S5. It's kind of strange considering that the Lumia 1520 first launched with AT&T with an aggressive $100 price point. Off contract though, you're going to get more savings with the Lumia 1520 just because it's sporting an off-contract price of $585 in comparison to the Galaxy S5's beefier $650 cost. Therefore, if we take all that into consideration, it kind of shows us that the Galaxy S5 is going to give you more value for the buck at $200 with a 2-year contract. It's a newer handset, it has beefier specs, and of course, you know, it's going to be a device that's going to be talked about for quite some time. On the flip side though, if you're looking to save some money without too much compromises in the experience and the performance, the Lumia 1520 is still a fantastic device, though granted, we'd probably recommend looking at other options when it comes to purchasing it with a 2-year contract, because some retailers out there, you could even get the device nowadays for free. So if you guys want to learn more about either handset, you can check out our website, PhoneArena.com. It's John V. Thanks for watching.